What's up, everybody? I am here today with my buddy Sonic Moto, and I am riding his new 2012 DL6. Oh, really? 2015. All right, well, that's even better. His new 2015 DL650, better known as the V-Strom. Now, this, as I understand it, is the Rally Edition, so you get a few extra bits and pieces on it, mainly the cases, the little bars and stuff like that. It's got a nice windscreen on it, got the hand guards and a few other little things like that. Otherwise, engine is all stock and stuff, so I'll get the stock experience there. I'm just excited to get out on this thing and kind of see what it's all about. And he is on my 2015 GSX S750, which, as you may know, he had one. Unfortunately, he had an incident with it and no longer has it, but you know, that is what it is. But I know he's going to treat it well, and it's kind of cool for him to be back on it since he's quite familiar with that bike and stuff. And actually, I don't even really know how my own bike sounds when I'm off it, so that'll be interesting as well. Anyway, we'll see you out on the road. Now, for me, this is going to be very similar because it's a Suzuki, and it's funny to like look at this and see so many similarities to my bike. Like the dash, well, this one's got a white face on it, like the screen here is the same, you know, all the controls and everything like that are pretty much the same, so it's real familiar territory for me anyway. So we just fueled up here and we're gonna hit the road. Now folks, this thing weighs about the same as my bike, around 470, 480 pounds, but the weight is just in a completely different spot, so it just has a completely different feeling. Alright, we're clear. Wow, alright, oh, bump. Oh wow, it does handle bumps good. He was telling me earlier, I was pointing out potholes to him, he's like, nah, it's okay, I just run over him. It's like, oh, okay, I get it now. Actually, this is pretty nice. Very different experience, that's for sure. And because I'm not getting the same wind that I usually do, my glasses are actually fogging up right now because of this windscreen. Like, I feel like nothing on the front of me right now, which is kind of cool. Let me crack this open a little bit. Sorry if it's going to be a little windy, folks. I got to get my glasses clear here. That's pretty cool. Very interesting. Let me see. Maybe if I open my chin vent here, do that. That might be good enough. There we go. Yeah, this thing, it feels comfy. I see what you mean, Sonic, about, you know, it not wanting to immediately fall over, which is fine and it makes sense. This thing is equipped with the Pilot Road 4s, which are great tires. The rear's a little worn out, so maybe that's part of the turn-in issue, you know, with the bike a little bit right now, but he'll be getting a new tire on it before too long. It's great. It's you know, it's a little too quiet, but he's going to remedy that soon with an exhaust, and other than that, I mean, the thing feels great. Just kind of cruising along, very comfortable, very upright. We weren't sure, and I think he's still looking into it to see if this might actually be an aftermarket seat or maybe an upgraded factory seat. It's quite comfortable. Let's give it a little punch here. Yeah, alright, not bad. Felt like a little delay to just punch it right there. It doesn't just pick up and go quite as much. This bike weighs about the same as my bike, but it does have approximately 50 less horsepower, but I mean, that's okay. You know, it's gonna get good fuel economy. It's still got plenty of power to get going down the highway, get out in traffic, really do anything that you need to do, get off the line and stuff like that. And I mean, really, these bikes are not made for going fast. They do make a 1000cc version of it, which that'd be pretty cool to have that extra punch, but I mean, the 650 that Suzuki makes is just such a solid engine. That's why, of course, to have this model is you know, a smart move for sure. I really just can't get over how comfortable this is. It's like sitting in a chair, you know, and I'm pretty sure I could sit on this thing like all day without much of an issue. Having these hand guards here, it's great. I mean, you know, you might not be able to tell, but it's actually like below 50 degrees right now, so having the hand guards on there, having the windscreen, man, that makes commuting and riding down the road much more enjoyable. Now my bike back there has just like a little meter visor. It helps push the air up just a little bit, but you still get a lot of air, you know, compared to something like this. Even with the big fairing, even if you went for a small windscreen on this, you still got the big fairing and everything like that up there, so that's awesome. Really pleased with the bike so far, you know, all 3 miles that I've ridden on it. Folks, I mean, we just went a little bit above the speed limit there, and it didn't have any problem jumping up there at all. I mean, we were slowed down, second gear, punch it, yeah, it went just fine. It's certainly not going to rip your face off, but it feels super stable as it's doing it. You know, you just go. That's awesome. It's really awesome. So what Sonic was just saying to me, because I know you guys can't hear him, was that it's amazingly smooth, and it really is for being a 2-cylinder engine. I mean, it's really smooth. You feel some vibrations here and there, and I mean, you're going to feel that on almost any bike, but it's not any sort of bad vibration that, is going to be annoying or doesn't make sense for what's going on the bike. It doesn't engine brake super hard, but, that's okay. We're actually going a little fast here. We'll slow down a little bit, but I mean, this thing cruising at 60 is, that's like its sweet spot, I think. I think going down the highway is just fine too, but these kind of back roads like this, if you wanted to do some, light touring action or moderate touring, man, this is just a great bike. And we're not doing any crazy roads or anything. I'm definitely not about to mess up Sonic's brand new bike, but on these little, this little 45-mile-an-hour kind of slightly twisty back road, it's awesome. And, it would just live back here if you were to take off into the countryside. And Sonic is actually considering selling his car and going full-time bike. I mean, with all this storage and stuff on it, and he works from home, I mean, man, why wouldn't you? I mean, that totally makes sense. You could save so much money. That's awesome. Now, he is coming from the Hornet or the 919, CB919, whatever you want to call it, CB900, I don't know, it's got like 6 different names, and that was a really cool bike, but this is just a completely different kind of thing with a completely different kind of purpose in mind, and, it's really cool. Alright, let's jump on it a little bit again. So, I mean, man, guys, this thing just rips right up to speed. Like, it's effortless. I mean, there's no fuss about it. He was just commenting. Oh, bumps! I forgot about those. I can't even feel it. So he's just commenting. He owned a Jixus, like I said, and he remembers that bike. But he was just in second gear and hit 6,000 RPM, and that's kind of a light switch on that bike. It's not like that on this bike at all, folks. It just glides up through the RPMs. It's not fussy at all, and that's actually really cool. It's nice and smooth. This bike's also equipped with ABS front and rear, which is really neat. Nice option to have. But this bike is really well equipped for the price, and if you're gonna give up your car, I mean, this is something that would definitely make sense to do it for, that's for sure. It's so funny, I was getting a little chilly as we were riding around for 30 or 45 minutes before we swapped bikes, and definitely not cold on this thing. I'm actually getting a little warm, to be honest. Alright, now he said that it takes bumps like a champ, and I happen to know that there's some right up here, so I'm just going to run straight through them. Why not? See what happens here. Ha! What a joke. You're going to have to do better than that, road. Well, folks, that's going to conclude my brief test ride on this. It was a lot of fun. I know it wasn't super in-depth or anything, but it was nice of Sonic to let us go out for a quick ride on it. Definitely check this out if you're interested in kind of a mid-tier commuter adventure bike. It is a lot of fun.